Ladies and gentlemen, hello, how you doing? Welcome back to Good Game Have Fun. This is me, THP, talking to you guys once again, and we are about to do another collab after a very long time. The two titans, the two kings of YouTube that nobody acknowledges yet. PewDiePie, step aside. Me, THP, and Shades from Shady Corner, we are back live, uncut and uncensored in the same room together, virtually. We're not actually in the same room together.
You set that podium so fucking high straight away.
Yeah, I know. I tend to do that. I mean, that's a joke, right? That none of that is actually true. That's fake news, I tell you. But
oh well, you can think it's not true, but I mean, I'll think it's true in my heart.
Yeah, exactly. As long as both you and I believe it's true.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Shades and I, we've collaborated a whole bunch of times, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been a while, I won't lie. But that's only because, like, you know, we've both been. It's like we're passing in the night half the time.
Yeah, exactly. The both of us live in two completely different time zones. So when I'm awake, you're asleep, and the other way around as well.
Mm-hmm. It's very true.
Yeah, so like one of us has to like either stay up late or wake up early to catch each other. Like we've been trying to like organize this little, I don't know, like one-off talk show for a while, but it's like, oh, I'm busy, and then you're busy, and then I'm busy, and then eventually I was streaming not too long ago, and then when I saw you on Discord saying, oh, I'm awake, I'm ready, I'm like, the fucking stay up, okay, disconnect, okay, now I'm ready, because I said if I miss you, I'm gonna have to wait more.
Yeah, it's and I do apologize for that. It's been the last 2 weeks have just been crazy. So for me, even trying to find a moment to breathe is really hard.
Yeah, I can only imagine. That's the adult life for you. Hey, good thing you have that Terry, what's his name? Terry Binglebork there making videos for you.
Yeah, that asshole, yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing. Hopefully you pay him enough so that he can keep making videos for you while you're out and about.
Well, you know what? Actually, it's funny because a lot of people ask me. They go, "Oh, so what was your idea with that?" But if I had to have like an honest, guilty answer, it's the reason why I do episodes with just him is because it saves me having to get ready in front of the camera and like looking remotely good, and then trying to be like, okay, now I'm ready to film, or like, and then I look half exhausted on camera. Whereas like, I could just literally put my hand up a puppet and then literally just film that and be like, sweet, I didn't have to prepare. Like,
yeah, as long as your hand works, like you don't even have to like, you know, sync, like you don't even have to talk in real time. You can just move the freaking doll around, and then you can just do like a voiceover afterwards, you know?
Pretty much, yeah. And it does. It saves. It was funny because I wasn't utilizing it enough originally, but now I find that it is my safe haven when it comes to, oh, I can't do this week. Like there have been some weeks where I just feel like absolute shit, and you must get it too, like where you got to turn on the camera and you're like, I'm not ready to film. Like I need to have a shower. I need to do like
I gotta do the dishes. I gotta go outside. Oh, my car is dirty. I'm gonna go and wash it. Ooh, look at that air. I'll be distracted by that for 2 hours, and then when you finally get down to it, it's like I just don't feel like it. You know?
Yeah. And then some particular things, like when you're doing real life shooting, there's a lot more involved. Whereas with a puppet, I mean, I get limited and sort of unlimited possibilities in both sense. Like obviously with limited, I don't get to do like,
you can't do backflips. You know, that sucks.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, your specialty on your channel. You know, that's why you do all stuff live. You know, for the awesome backflips.
I am a backflip master. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah, that's a Patreon bonus. They get to see you do backflips.
Yeah, it's at the $50 tier though, so start pledging.
It's pretty expensive. I mean, those they don't come cheap.
No, well, I mean, it's a perfect backflip. I ain't gonna sell them for like $2. So.
Yeah, the Cirque du Soleil should hire you to do backflips. Just you alone. You know, like they have like the giant like triple rings, right? And it's just you alone on a spotlight. It's dead quiet, and you just do one backflip. And I was like, woo! Yeah! I'm so happy. I spent fucking $300 on these Cirque du Soleil tickets.
But how? All right.
yeah.
But how have you been? How have you been? What's been going on with you?
How have I been? Oh god, I've just been doing a lot of soul searching, honestly. Because this is technically the final summer vacation I will ever have in my life. Because after this, I'm planning on getting a job somewhere. Where? No idea. But I'm just planning stuff out for the future so that I can sustain myself, be independent, and with that, just take little bits of money, invest here, and invest a little bit there, and then take a little bit of that money to continue doing the YouTube stuff. Because that is something that I've been doing since I was like 13 years old, and I don't envision myself ever stopping that ever in my life. I do want this to be... I know that, people always say that it's, like not a good thing to think about YouTube money-wise or popularity-wise, but, I enjoy what I do, and I like being rewarded for the work. And so if I can do this as a job, just do it full-time someday, I am more than down. But I don't want to just put all my eggs in one basket, right? I want to have alternatives, and I want to have a nice, big, shiny diploma so that I can go places in case the things don't work out. So, I'm having a lot of fun figuring all that stuff out. And, obviously... there's a lot of stress involved and a lot of like moments where I'm depressed and I'm like, I just don't want to fucking record a video today. There have been moments where I go like weeks at a time without fucking doing anything because I'm just so fucking down on myself. But recently, like a couple days ago, I found like that groove again. Like when Austin Powers gets his mojo back, baby. Like,
Yeah.
That's what happened to me. I got my mojo back. And so I've been putting video after video after video where I talk about news. Like I take articles and I just talk about them. But it's about stuff that I'm particularly passionate about. So, like, yeah. And, I get review codes for stuff all the time. And so I'm there playing stuff and streaming and talking with people. I just got 1,500 subscribers today. So I'm happy about that.
Oh, dude, congrats.
Yeah, thank you very much. Omedetou gozaimasu. Whenever I think about the words congratulations, I always think about this dub for Neon Genesis Evangelion, like right at the end. Where one of the characters go, congratulations!
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what language it is. I don't know if it's like Portuguese or Hebrew or whatever, but, they don't dub it. Like they do it like how they do it on television, where somebody speaks a language and then they voice over the translation on top of that. So, it's like this very bored-sounding guy just going, Gratuluja, Gratuluja, Gratuluja.
I did not know. So what version of Evangelion is this? Like, what language is this in?
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. I don't know what language it is. It sounds like Italian or Portuguese. No idea. But I just find it really funny. I know I'm the only person that finds it funny, but because the guy just keeps repeating the same fucking word. It's like, yes, I get it. Congratulations, sure. And he sounds increasingly more bored every time. So whenever I see congratulations anywhere, I'm always like, "Gratuluja" to myself, and I giggle.
He was probably about ready to tap out at that point because he probably didn't understand the plot.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm glad this is the final episode.
Exactly. Though, to be honest with you, I did like Evangelion. Though, holy shit, I binge watched that shit.
Yeah.
And I was so depressed. It made me think about life way too hard.
Yeah. As you are whenever any anime ends. Yeah, there's always that post-anime watching blues, no matter what anime it is. But Evangelion specifically, yeah. You feel confused, frustrated, angry, you want to break something, but you're also crying at the same time. You don't know why.
It's funny you mentioned... Evangelion. I watched a video. I don't know if you've heard about this. Have you heard about what they've debunked it now? But there was a DVD of Evangelion going around that had porn hidden on it.
Oh, really? Like a little hentai scene snuck around in there?
No. So I'm trying to remember what season, but somebody posted it on Reddit, and it was a while ago. But somebody linked me to a video because it was kind of like basically looking into the history of it all. But it was a particular part on one of the original DVDs. And if you left it on the extras menu for like, I don't know, it must have been like 45, 50 seconds. Probably a 10-second flash of a real life chick would be on the bed and then would disappear again.
Really? That sounds like some fucking horror movie status. If you play it, if you play it backwards and flip it upside down and invert all the colors, you will see Momo for a half second.
Well, that's so. Originally, when you see the footage, like, because it's older footage, it looks really fucking creepy.
Right.
But they debunked it because it was only happening on European copies of the DVD, and apparently, Madman replied to one of the people asking them, like, what the fuck, did somebody hide something like this on here? And apparently they did this documentary on this girl who used to work in the Japanese porn industry. And they made this documentary and they put it on DVD. And apparently, somehow, due to an authoring error, when they were redoing or when they were publishing Evangelion, some of the files from the documentary
they
were
got
still
into the
in
CD,
like the rendering file. Yeah, and it put them on the DVD, and I was like, that's fucking weird, man.
God, that almost reminds me of that one story of that little girl who got Splatoon for Christmas on her Wii U, and she opened the box. Everything, it was sealed and shrink wrapped and everything, and they opened the CD, and there's this fucking CD for, like, Sexual Seductions 3 or whatever. It was, like, full-on porn. It was like,
that really happened.
Yeah, that actually happened. There's, like, a whole, like, Fox
Jesus.
News segment on it. And seeing all these disconnected adults saying, the video game Splatoon 2 for Wii U. Well, it was Splatoon 1. But yeah, it was like, yeah, Sensual Seductions 2 or 3 or whatever. And it was weird because it wasn't a used copy or anything. Like, the mother got it from, like, a Target or whatever. And it came in like that. So it kind of makes me imagine, like, the factory, right, where they were, like, pressing the discs or whatever. There was one side that was, like, Splatoon, and the other side it was, like, porn, and so somebody got it mixed up.
See, to me, I'm thinking, like, I instantly went straight to a joke that I assume somebody had already made, that if I opened the case, the real Splatfest would begin.
Oh, that's when the game, that's when the true game begins.
That's when the true game begins, yeah. Oh, no.
If you come in the game, you come in real life.
Exactly.
You know, like, every single fucking video game themed, like, TV show or cartoon or movie is always like that, right? Like, if you die in the game, you die in real life. Well, they should do that, but for, like, hentai or some shit.
That would actually make, like, I'm surprised that Japan hasn't done a movie like that. Like, they come up with some really weird. I know there was one that somebody recommended me ages ago, which was like Hentai Man or whatever, and he was like a superhero that basically wore underpants on his head. But why doesn't somebody do like something like The Ring? But it's like a hentai, and after you watch it after 7 days, like, you brick so hard that you die.
The nipple.
Yeah.
It's just one big nipple on the screen, and if you don't come in 7 days, you die.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be incredible. Oh, God. I was initially going to organize this into 3 segments, so maybe now would be a good time to kind of just give this a little bit more structure, just so that we can kind of not lose our train of thought too much.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Well, we have 3 segments, and considering all the time we had to wait to actually make this happen, I had plenty of time to think about it. But 3 general things that the 3 of us can kind of relate to. The first one being YouTube. Just general talk about YouTube, what the both of us have been doing, what we're currently planning, hopes, current state of things, just general talk about Yaotab or anything that has been piquing our interest recently. The second one is games. What games have we been playing recently? Because I know that the both of us are totally epics gamers, bro. And whether it's for 5 minutes or 5 hours, anything counts on any platform. Just talking about what kind of games we like and what we're looking forward to. And then the third one is, of course, the dessert after the main course, the deliciousness that is the big ol' anime titty, the holiness of anime fan service, the one thing that brought us together, actually.
It is actually, yeah.
Because I remember, our very first collab was the Echicast. You appeared on that show twice, I think.
I did, yeah. I really enjoyed it, actually. That was really fun.
Yeah. I really did enjoy it. My favorite episodes are from when you're there as well. And then from there, I showed up on your podcast. one time, I think. Was it twice? No, it was only one time.
Yeah, and then you also did a
I did a video.
You did a top 5, yeah.
Yeah, top 5 etchified games, and then we did the code. Nah, it was the Destructoid article crossover thing.
Oh yeah, that forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. But I like watching myself in someone else's video. Like,
yeah, I can relate to that because it's not directly your video, but you can still kind of critique yourself a little bit.
Yeah, and like, it's weird because I'm on someone else's video on a completely different channel, but I remember like recording the different shots for certain parts.
That was one hell of a video.
Yeah, it was a really long ordeal. Yeah, and I think I recorded like a couple of lines for a couple of stuff that you've done with your game development or whatever.
Yeah, there was a project that never surfaced, actually.
Yeah. Trucks, fucks, and cucks, that one.
Yeah, it's funny too because like I finished it. Like that whole video was finished, and then I'm trying to remember the reason why I didn't. Like there was like a few reasons, but it was around the time that the aero dev community was going through a bit of a crisis of identity. And it was more of I didn't want to give them the wrong impression that... I mean, I still want to do it, but I don't think it was the right impression at the time when they were trying to develop We Are Serious Developers. Come out with this video. And yeah, it was more of a soul-searching thing, and I was like, no, I'll leave it for a while and I'll come back to it.
All right. Yeah, that sounds understandable. I don't know where I was going with any of that. I kind of lost my train of thought listening to your dulcet tones.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but let's move on to the segments.
Yeah.
Again, just by the way, anybody that's listening to this is not an official podcast. Like, this is not going to be like episode 1. This is literally just us doing this because we haven't talked in a while, and I just wanted to catch up with my good old friend Shades, because I legitimately did want to catch up with you. It's been a while.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, so... we can move on to YouTube because YouTube has been fucking crazy. It has been a roller coaster. Yeah, a roller coaster that is constantly on fire.
Well, I mean, do you want me to go first? I can go first.
Sure, you can go ahead and talk first.
YouTube wise, I mean, I've been trying to balance my videos out because again, it comes down to try not to get too political about it, but
in 2018 it's inevitable.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I find that YouTube it doesn't reward you for more videos, it just keeps you there, but the less work you do, the more punished you get. So it's become this sort of it's hard to become a little bit monotonous sometimes, because I do find that I'm trying to do as many videos as I can, but at the same time, I don't want to become boring. So I try not to conform to that YouTube algorithm as much as, like, I've slowed down now. I do 2 videos a week now instead of 3 to 4 videos a week. Just because... yeah,
that is exactly the same problem that I have, because I always feel weird leaving the channel empty for too long. I always say, like, oh, I haven't done a video in a week, I gotta grab something. But then, like, when I try to, like, make a video just for the sake of it, it just comes off really boring and kind of empty. And, when I go back, like, a month later and watch it, I'm like, well, this is boring, this is not relevant, like, whatever, This only lasted for however long, the 24 hours, for the video when it came out. But I go back to, like, all of our collaborations, or like my top 5s, or like those big edited reviews that I make, like the Even Batuta one. That's one of my favorite videos that I've made so far. And I'm like, this is like self-contained, and there's love put into this, and I can go back and watch it and have fun, and so that's kind of what I want to do. I very much rather put like one video like a week and have it be like cool and well made and awesome, instead of like forcing myself to do one video every day and then just have it be boring. I mean, I've been doing a lot of videos right now recently because there's just a lot of news that I'm interested in, but like in any other day, I would rather like do like a really cool Senran Kagura retrospective or a review of something like that,
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Because YouTube's forcing us to talk about things that we don't necessarily want to talk about. But when we
Yeah.
do want to talk about the things that we like to talk about.
Yeah, how about that Logan Paul and KSI fight, huh? Pretty hype, huh? Totally nobody got angry about these two idiots wanting to steal our money.
You know what's funny too, and I'm just gonna come out and say it because the only reason I'm remotely interested in that is because I just think like I just want to see them get the shit kicked out of them. It wasn't real. I don't have a horse in the race. Like I think they're all idiots.
Yeah, me neither. I just find it really funny because there's like full-grown adults that legitimately fell for all of this fake drama, and then when it happened, the fight is like, oh, this is a draw. Let's have a rematch so that we can begin this cycle all over again and keep promoting ourselves and keep making money.
That was definitely a stage thing. Like it was funny too because, and I'm just gonna openly say it, I wasn't gonna pay for the fight. And it was being like they were like, "Oh, we're gonna squash the stream everywhere," and I was like, "Yeah, okay, sure."
Yeah,
it was like
I didn't even watch
so many
it.
Restreams of it.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't even watch the fight. I saw everybody getting pissed off after the fight, and I thought that was so delicious, seeing all these people fucking fall for it, and then they're gonna fall for it again during the rematch.
I won't lie though. Like there is an element in there. I was thinking about it last night. There is an element that a YouTube / sports event can work on a certain level. I think the boxing aspect could even work as well, but when you start turning it into fake drama boxing, then you're blurring the line between what's WWE and what's a boxing match.
Exactly. I was literally just about to say that because professional wrestling is really fake and staged, but that's pretty awesome, and they have their own storylines, but like everybody is in on it, right? It's not like these two random assholes that kind of just started infighting, but then they blew it up into this big thing, and we eventually came to the conclusion that it was fake, right? Rather than wrestling, where it's like, okay, like, we know what's going on here, right?
Pretty much. And I think the problem is like, as much as YouTube, it's funny because a lot of like what they do goes against community guidelines, right?
But they make a lot of money, so
they'll turn their back
there's
on
an
it
exception.
But they'll turn their back on it because, hey, if it makes us a lot of money, we'll shut our mouths and we'll continue to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, on that side note, it was more just. I was talking to someone about it the other day. I said, isn't it funny how much like when you're at school, we go through fads. So the year of 2018 is challenging people to boxing matches on YouTube. 2017 was about diss tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like we're sort of going through these fucking trend motions of like each year there's something like fake pranks, shit like that.
A lot of it is like YouTubers pretending to be things that they're not, We pretend
exactly. And you know what? If they really want to prove themselves in the ring, get in the ring with a real fucking boxer, and then we'll see what happens.
Oh, they would fucking die. That's why they don't do it.
Yeah, they would. Yeah.
Yeah. Like 1 year they pretend to be social activists with their little social experiments to see what happens if they do this thing, right? And then another year they pretend to be super awesome badass rappers, and then now this year everybody's pretending to be a fucking boxer. Like, next year, they're going to pretend to be archaeologists or something and, like, unearth fake fossils out of the ground.
And I think, like, in a weird way, because they must know that only children are really the ones that are supporting them.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like adults on our level are, like, we're watching it because it's a train wreck. We're not watching it because it's, like, we're not supporting it. It's just, like, we're like, why is this happening?
Yeah. Just at the sheer absurdity of it, we're watching it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that really makes me remember something about YouTube is that there are other content creators that actually make really good stuff, and that's the kind of stuff that I would like to talk about now.
Oh yeah. So who do you have in mind in particular?
Well, I have been subscribing to a couple of people recently, and I'm surprised because I very recently went through like this cleansing of subscriptions that I had because I was either getting too distracted because I wanted to make my own videos and I was wasting a lot of time just watching YouTube. But then other people just kind of stopped uploading after a long while and I just left them. And so
No, I can understand that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. There were people that hadn't uploaded anything in like 3 years, so I just unsubbed and just kind of left it there. And usually when those people eventually do upload something, it shows up in like my recommended or something, so I'll like bump into them anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that again, the YouTube algorithm is very unpredictable. Like, you see shit that you would never ever see. They must, you can tell when they reshuffle the algorithm anyway.
Yeah.
Because you start to see videos you're like, I never even thought I was going to watch that video, but I probably am. And I won't lie, there are some good YouTubers that I've found from the algorithm itself. Like, I'll hit the front page and I'll be like, okay, wow, for once I actually found someone that I actually liked.
Yeah. Sometimes you do get surprised, but 99% of the time is like, hey, can you smelt obsidian with a sword? What is better, $1 salad or $500 salad? Oh, what? They both taste the fucking same. What a shock!
I don't understand why BuzzFeed does that shit. I really don't fucking
Because they're
get that
fucking
either.
BuzzFeed. That's why.
I actually had a as a quick side note, I actually had a parody that I wanted to do of it where I was gonna buy a stack of owner holes and I was gonna do like $2 owner hole versus $200 owner hole.
Well, the problem with that is that there is actually legitimately a difference with that one.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You can feel the quality when you shove it in there.
Oh man, it's so true.
Yeah. This show has been sponsored by J-List. No, it hasn't been sponsored by J-List.
Please sponsor us. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
please sponsor us. I will legitimately love it if they send me like one of those. You know that J-List has like their own like loot box type of thing, or like they send you a bunch of like lotions and stuff.
I was in talks with them last year about it was like I was basically talking to them about like a sponsorship thing, but the whole thing fell through, and it wasn't like either end. It was just like we both just sort of didn't go through with it. I'd emailed them, they'd emailed me. Stuff had come up on my end, stuff had come up on their end, and then I just left it. And I was like, I'll come back to it when I'm good and ready to come back to it, I think.
Right. Yeah, but that's really interesting. So anyway, this whole thing I'm talking about because I've been subscribing to a lot of people that are legitimately either really cool or just are really unique in a sense. So I'm just gonna roll out a few of the people that I've been subscribed to, and I'll just give you some brief reasons as to why I'm subscribed to them. That cool?
Yeah, go for it.
So the first one is virtual YouTubers. Do you know what that is? I'm sure you do.
Oh yeah, like
Kizuna Ai.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, the one that I like is it Luna?
Oh yeah, Kaguya Luna.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, I like her a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to her too. I'm actually subscribed to a whole bunch of virtual YouTubers because, hey man, if you want to look at, female creators, well, they're all right there. They're all cute anime girls attracting all the horny anime guys.
I'm surprised that, like, on a quick side note, I'm surprised that the idea of a virtual YouTuber hasn't been done earlier in such a, like, especially for anime.
Yeah, well, the thing is that concept has existed before, but they kind of roll with the idea of having it be like a robot, it's like, oh, this AI, it kind of behaves on its own and shit like that, and it has like the robotic voice and stuff, and that's just kind of creepy and doesn't really work. But here, they take the idea, like the pitch of a virtual YouTuber, quote unquote, but they take control of it. But okay, this is a voice actress, is virtual reality, is a real person moving around playing the role of like a robot, It's like role playing rather than legitimately trying to do it. And so when you have a good actress there with a good team behind it and a script that organizes everything ahead of time, then it just comes out so much more smoothly. But yeah, it does get really crazy. Supersonico, like, Supersonico, right? Like, she's a virtual YouTuber too.
Yeah, that was a recent thing that they did.
Yeah, her channel has been active for like 1 or 2 months. Yeah, just barely.
But they're not doing. It's not a constant thing. They're doing it quite spaced out, aren't they?
Yeah, it's very infrequent.
Yeah.
But I do like that it's happening, because I recognize the voice actress. She does, Supersonico is the same person that does Shiki and Senran Kagura, so I just like hearing that.
I think, it's funny because I feel like, yeah, it's going to bridge the gap, too, between Japanese and, Westerners when it comes to YouTube as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's a super creative thing, and like you'd think that Western people would kind of pick up on this and do this too, right? But it seems to be like only in Japan, and even the Japanese videos have English subtitles on them and everything. So there are people from other places watching this.
Yeah, and I think to be honest, because I know that again, YouTube caters to certain countries as well. Like this, it bridges the gap, and other people are going to be able to watch it, and then we're getting more diverse, if anything.
Precisely. Like it only with the virtual YouTuber thing, other than maybe like fashion and makeup channels, have I seen like such a massive like upsurge, like a massive eruption of female YouTubers kind of coming out and being famous.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, to be honest, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what it took, right? Cute anime girls. They're actually real life. Anime is actually real life, Shades. I don't know if you understand the magnitude of this.
I do, but I'm still under the impression that it's I can't touch them physically. So I mean, it's not.
I can't hug them.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. But hey, like there have been videos of them doing like meet and greets with fans, and so it's like a TV screen, and you talk into a microphone so that she can
they
hear
do.
you.
Like they'll bring a truck out with like a thing on it or something, and then like a screen on the side or whatever. And yeah, I think that's pretty cool too, because it does. Again, like I saw when they were announcing. One of them got a figurine or something, and they did like a live press panel for it.
Yeah, like the little like Nendoroid stuff.
Yeah, and I thought that was pretty cool too, and if anybody's gonna understand best, it's Japan.
Yeah.
But I also thought that, because we've been doing Vocaloid stuff, like Hatsune Miku has been, I mean, technically that in itself, and like Squid Sisters, doing their virtual concerts, like it's definitely a concept that's been explored, but not in the YouTube space.
Yeah, and they're really doing that pretty hardcore. There is a YouTuber a virtual YouTuber that I'm subscribed to that is of Japanese style, but she actually speaks English. Her name is Natsumi Moe, and I like her a lot because she comes from like the team that made her is a team that is very much like the edgelord side of those virtual YouTubers, because most of them are very like cutesy and innocent, and it's like, oh, let's play this phone game, oh kawaii, like very clean, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I see Natsumi Moe, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna be kind of like a Kizuna Ai, but in English, right? And so I watch her play like 7 Days to Die or whatever, and she's like, what the fuck is this? Is this fucking Africa or what? It looks like shit. And I'm like, oh my god. Oh!
So they're taking a bit of a left turn.
Yeah. It took a massive left turn. And like the editing has like fucking fast editing and memes and like American memes too. And I'm like, okay, I like this. And like they don't pull any punches. Like it very much, she says fucks and shits everywhere. Yeah, very much like the edgelord side of all of these, super innocent YouTubers. And so she sticks out a lot because she's so irreverent.
What other YouTubers do you have? Okay, so besides virtual YouTubers, what other YouTubers have you been subscribed to that really stand out?
So I have, now I'm trying to like scroll through all of the virtual YouTubers that I'm subscribed to. I'm trying to look at real people this time. Well, I'm subscribed to you. That one's obvious. But I want to see other people here. I'm subscribed to a Korean dancing group that is like 2 really hot Korean girls called Waveya 2011.
Okay.
You've never heard of Waveya?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, you're gonna fucking from your pants.
Rolls off the tongue. I like it.
It is So, do you remember a long time ago, in the far-off, distant past of 2009, when Gundam style became really popular?
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, I remember a lot of people were doing, like, covers of it and parodies, and people were doing, like, the dance. And so I remember seeing these 2 Korean girls doing the dance, and that's how they got their breakout moment. They got super popular from that Gundam style video. And
okay.
From there, obviously they're recommended, God bless the algorithm in this case. you click on another video and it's them dancing another pop Korean song, and I'm like, oh, the song is actually pretty good, and they like legitimately dance very well. And you see another video and it gets sexier, and then they're wearing less clothing, and then they're like on a pole, and then they're like playing in slow motion, and then they're doing like the twerking video, and I'm like, subscribe.
YouTube, please don't take down that channel.
Yeah, no. I mean, it is a little sad because, the comment section is people giving them a lot of shit for them being hot and them kind of, strutting their stuff and doing sexy dances and stuff like that. I think it's great. I love what they do, because they also do videos where they're fully clothed and they legitimately have, like, really cool choreography. So, like, they're real dancers, but they also, like, most of their big views come from, like, them putting on little fucking shorty shorts and twerking, which I love.
See, I think, yeah, if you... That's the problem in it. Like, some people are on YouTube for one specific thing.
Yeah.
And when they're commenting, like... I don't even want to say the comments that they're commenting, but, and they don't appreciate the actual effort that goes into it. Yeah, I mean, they're probably not getting the
dancing in
full...
heels. They do whole songs in heels. That must be a pain in the ass. That already gets my respect as it is.
I wouldn't know about wearing heels, so...
I remember wearing heels when I was like 3 years old and being like, Mommy, I'm like you. So, I'm pretty experienced at the art of wearing heels. Especially heels that are like 10 times your size and you can't walk with them.
So,
because you're 3 years old.
so we're talking... So, you've basically covered anything across the sea in terms of YouTubers that you like.
There are a couple more, actually. There's like two or three more that I do want to acknowledge, because we are like video game centered people. And so there are some that make some really, really awesome content that are totally different from like Let's Plays and reactions and shit like that. These are legitimately like video game essays that really delve deep into certain games that I really, really admire. Like, these people do the shit that I have always wanted to do, but I've never been able to achieve it yet.
So, who exactly?
So, there's this one guy who has a criminally low sub count. His name is King K. And so, it's just that. Just King, and then a capital K. And so what he does is, like, retrospectives. He has, like, a really, like, sexy, deep voice. And he does, like, he takes, like, certain Nintendo series, like Zelda, or Ratchet and Clank, and Kirby, or Sonic, and he, like, his videos are, like, 90 minutes long. It's, like, an hour and a half of him picking apart all of the tiny little intricacies of, like, the water temple and Ocarina of Time. And he tells you why the fucking dungeon is, like, the greatest dungeon ever made. And, like, it's really strange, because I can't really say that his videos are opinionated, because everything is so fucking well dissected. It's like, Jesus. It's like borderline scientific. Like, it's so good.
See, I like, and especially if it's a long video that you can, like, put along and then just sit down and listen to it.
Oh yeah, these videos are perfect for, like, just running in the background and listening to them.
Oh, that's all. Well, instant sub right there.
Yeah. He recently made a video for Sonic Mania, and that one is also really good, because he compares, why this game is good as opposed to Sonic 1, 2, and 3, and what those games had lacking and what this does to complement them. He's not the kind of guy to be like, this sucks or this is great. I really don't think that video game opinions and stuff like that can be truly objective. It's kind of, you're fighting a losing battle if you want to be objective. But, like, this guy...
So he's not sugarcoating it.
Yeah, basically. Exactly. Yeah, he doesn't sugarcoat it for nothing. But he is the closest that I have seen to somebody being, like, truly objective when it comes to analyzing and studying a video game. And he has, like, 69,000 subscribers. That is fucking stupid. He needs more. And then,
But to be honest, though, like, once they get too big, I always do worry about that whole factor that they might want to change into something that they're not. Well,
we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for now, his stuff is really, really great. And then there's the British equivalent to that. It's called the Gaming Brit Show, which is essentially the same thing, but just from another person's perspective, from another guy that likes totally different kinds of games and stuff. His Ratchet and Clank analysis and stuff has like 1 million views, and it's It's amazing. Now, this guy says a lot more things that I disagree with a little bit more, but like, that's the thing. Like, I disagree with him, but I understand perfectly why he believes the things that he believes, and it makes sense. Like, there are games that he doesn't enjoy, and I'm like, well, I disagree. I do enjoy it, but like, I understand everything that you've said. You're right.
Yeah, see, I like the fact that you can watch a YouTuber that you kind of you don't fully agree with everything they do, but because it's so articulated,
and it's so
you
smart,
can kind of understand
and,
where they're coming from.
Yeah, exactly. Like, one thing that I really hate about, arguing with people on the internet is that everything is very extreme, right? It's like, oh, fuck this because it's objectively flawed and broken and, like just very much like just wanting to be angry and just ranting. But here is like, let me type up like a 10-page essay, like laying down every single little thing and then comparing this game to other games and like giving you a history. Like, you learn so much just from hearing these people talk, and whether you agree or disagree, you just, your brain is full of information after that.
Okay.
It makes you look at games in a totally different light, and I think that's amazing.
Any other ones that you would highly recommend?
Me.
Subtle plug.
Yeah, subtle plug. But yeah, are there any people that you're subscribed to in particular? I mean, I know you're busy, but I'm sure you have some time to like maybe wind down and listen to somebody for 5 minutes.
Oh, I do. I actually find it that because a lot of people go, oh, you mustn't watch YouTube if you're on it, but I actually have a bunch of people that I'm subscribed to that I'll put on in the background or I watch, and it's kind of like, I feel like it's a personal sort of thing, because a lot of people go, oh, you must watch like other ecchi reviewer people, and I'm like, well, there's only like one or two that I watch, like, because not everyone's doing that, but also because,
and not everybody takes it seriously either, right? Most of that is just like reactions.
And like when I get away from it, I might want to break from it for a little while.
Yeah, for sure.
One of the ones I got my list up here. One of them is called 98D Make. So what he does is he reanimates from scratch video games now and makes them basically what they would look like in 1998. Yeah,
like if they were running on a Super Nintendo or something like that.
Yeah, or like a PlayStation, and basically he basically kind of de-renders and rebuilds trailers and takes out gameplay that wouldn't normally be, and so man. That one's pretty good. Let's see what else I got. I follow Abroad in Japan because I love hearing about Japan.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of guy that I see on like the recommended on the sidebar all the time.
Who else? Let me see. Because it's funny, like I go through my list every now and again to like purge it, because some of these people are inactive now. But let's see. Because it's hard, because off the top of my head, like I get so many different ones. Captain Disillusion's a good one.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's good, especially if you want something debunked in a really, really eccentric way. If I want something more silly, I usually watch something like Oni Plays, because I really like Oni.
Yeah. I'm subscribed. I always search him up on YouTube, and after like 2 months, I'm like, maybe I should just subscribe to this guy, and I did like 2 days ago.
It's because like I can just switch off and just listen to it, and it's just a bunch of dudes like shooting shit. So to me,
they are
I'm just like, cool.
Yeah, they are the funniest fucking guys I've ever heard in a very, very long time. I love them to death.
Apart from that, yeah, I mean, I flick around between different people. Some of them are like, I started watching this other one called Gamers, but it's instead of an A, it's a V. So it looks like Guy Vamers, but basically they've like flipped the A on its thing, and it's a guy who voices. They basically do documentaries on games, and they've been doing it by funding through Patreon, and they're like professionally TV made, and they're fantastic. I put them on at night, like when I'm like relaxing at the end of the day, and I just want to like listen to a doco about, like they've done stuff on Shigeru Miyamoto, Hideo Kojima, specific game series and stuff.
Have you?
I'd highly recommend them.
Have you ever heard of a series on YouTube called Toko Toko?
Yeah, I have.
Oh yeah, well, it's like that. It's like a French team of filmmakers that do documentaries like that, but for like Japanese people. They did one on like Suda 51. They did one on the guy that directed Nier Automata. They have a whole bunch for that, and those are awesome as well. And they do like Japanese culture in general. Like they did a documentary on like a comedy duo, and then another one for like a painter. But their best stuff is definitely the video game related stuff. The Suda 51 one in particular is one of my favorites.
If I had to pick like things that weren't video game related, I mean, it's hard to say because like I have like a lot of like most of it's video games.
Yeah, yeah. I'm always surprised when I sub to something that is not game related as well. I have like a handful of things that are not games.
I'd probably say like majority for me it is, but I mean other channels like I Hate Everything, because he doesn't yell, but it's more like he legitimately has a reason why he hates something. So I'm like, cool, like I can actually like sit there and listen to it. And you know all the other classics as well. I'm constantly rotating my YouTube roster because I'm finding that some people aren't uploading as much as they used to. I find new people, and there are some times where like my watch later list is really long.
Yeah.
And I still haven't chewed. What I want to do is next month I want to take some time off and I just want to chill out for a bit. And I'm probably just going to catch up on all the stuff I've missed watching.
Yeah, catch up on all that. Yeah, I do that sometimes. There are times where I just go on someone's channel and I choose a playlist and I just let it run. I use my PS4 sometimes as like a TV, and I put them on the TV while I'm like cleaning, washing my clothing, or doing the dishes, or hiding a dead body, or something like that. You know, just typical stuff in the weekend. In the weekend, you know.
Subtle.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody, by the way. I'll find you.
Mm-hmm. So what's our next topic? Our next topic was games, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was games. I think you should start with this one. Anything at all. Any video game that is catching your attention. You know, like what are you interested in right now? What are you looking forward to? Anything at all. I know that the last time I saw you stream, Shades, you were playing Yakuza 0. Well, that game is fucking awesome. I know that.
So I'm basically a big fan of that now. I was streaming Kiwami. I really want to sit down and finish it myself because that's what I initially did. I finished it off stream just so I could enjoy the story. And now people are like, "Oh, you're gonna get Kiwami too? Are you gonna get this? You're gonna get that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I will." I find that like I stream them to do all the extra stuff because I find the story to be like, "Oh, this is like a personal sort of like adventure." So I don't mind watching. I don't mind playing something off stream.
Yeah.
So Yakuza's probably a big one.
Yeah, for me is the opposite. I like to experience the story and share it with everybody in the stream. I just don't look at the chat, you know. I just don't look at anything, and I just experience the game. And then like the extra stuff is what I do on my own.
I find that like I don't mind experience like certain things, but it was something about Yakuza where I was like, okay, you know, maybe I just want to play this by myself.
Yeah, for sure. I understand that.
Yeah. Apart from the Yakuza games, because I haven't, again, it's been one of those ones where I was like, all right, I've got to finish Kiwami. Like, I've got to do that. Other games I've been interested in, it's hard to say because, like, I'm kind of all over the place with everything. Like, SNK Heroines, obviously, because I really want to try something, and it's different. Like in a sense that like they've not done this sort of thing before, so I'm keen to see and dive into the water. And the only other game I've really been playing lately is Metal Slug Attack on the mobile.
Oh yeah, I hear that Metal Slug game is pretty good.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of like waifu action in it. There's probably more waifus and lewdness in Metal Slug Attack than there is regular units, so I've been playing it daily because you can put about an hour's worth of gameplay in before you run out of energy to do anything, so I never feel like I'm being unconstructed in the game.
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't know. It's cool. There's like loot stuff to look at, and I'm still playing some really cool gameplay. I've got a couple of the fans are on there as well, so like we trade stuff around, and but apart from that, I haven't really played too much heavy stuff because yeah, I tried the new DLC for Shantae, but I think at this point with the Shantae DLC, I'm pretty much done with it because I'm finding that it's a bit recycled at this point, and I kind of just want to see something new now.
Yeah, I can see that.
But what are you playing? What are you looking forward to?
Well, before I say my thing, is there anything coming out in the future that you're interested in looking at?
Oh, I have a list. Hang on. I keep a list on my computer.
I have a list on my phone of a whole bunch of stuff. Do you do Game of the Year lists at the end of the year?
I sometimes do. Like, I'll do them on Discord, or I'll, when people ask me, but...
Yeah, whenever a brand new year starts for me, I always open up a brand new note on my phone, and I do, like, a clean list. And as the year goes on, if there's a game I really like I add it to the list and a whole bunch of others on the side, and I reorganize it as I experience the entire year. And then in December, I'm, like, 3 hours at a time. Like, just like, this goes here and that goes here, but no... I'm just there deciding, and then I make like a long ass video on it.
To give a bullet point, so I don't go too much into all of these, I'll just list them. So Spyro trilogy, I want to have a look at that. I want to look at Fist of the North Star. I want to try the new Super Mario Party because I reckon it looks pretty good. I'm on the fence about Fallout 76 because I keep flip flopping on it. The new Pokemon on the Switch, Team Sonic Racing, and Bullet Girls Fantasia on the PS4.
I ordered that game on PlayAsia like yesterday. I'm waiting on that to arrive at my house and I'll stream it.
Yeah, it's cool because we haven't had a Bullet Girls game on a big console. Like, we've only ever had them on the Vita.
Yeah.
So I think this will really open up the gate for people that they don't have a Vita. Now they can try it, and it looks really good.
Yeah, it looks real really pretty. Good. Yeah. Have you seen the trailer for those? Those are super lewd.
Like they're going nuts with it. They're basically it's creating a new era when it comes to, like, if Senran Kagura has done something like that, then a lot of these other games are going to jump on board and do it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to Bullet Girls. I ordered it, so yeah, I want to see how that plays. I got the Asian version, which has English subtitles, so I'm all well and good to go.
Nice.
Okay, so now for me, what stuff? Oh my god. Again, this is probably because I've been on summer vacation from university, but I haven't played so much fucking stuff. Like, it's fucking crazy. From, like, older stuff to newer stuff to anything in the middle. So right now, the number one game that I'm playing, the thing that is consuming my time more than anything else, is a dungeon-crawling RPG on the 3DS. It's called Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey. And so...
Oh, yep.
Yeah, it's the remake, the 3DS remake, Strange Journey Redux.
Nice.
And so, of course, dungeon crawlers are really, really long. And so, at the beginning, I was a little scared. I said, okay, it came out, but, I'm playing all these other stuff, and I got the video, so I'm not going to have time. No way, man. Like, every single fucking second that I have in my day, I'm there dungeon crawling, catching demons, looking at the story. I am in love. I'm a slave for those games. Those games have all been consistently good, and I've been finishing up Shin Megami Tensei 4. I already beat For Apocalypse. All of those three games are fucking legendary, in my opinion. I think Apocalypse was my Game of the Year number 3, I think, last year.
Wow. Okay.
It was that good. And then after that, Picross 3D. Do you know what Picross is?
Yeah, that's the it's kind of like a number box style game, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
it is a logic game where you destroy boxes. It's like a big giant 3D box. And so, based on all of the numbers that are on the blocks, you need to figure out which ones you have to delete, and you eventually make like a little figurine, like a little dog statue or a gun or Mario or whatever. And those games are really, really addicting. I really love that game to death. And there's like a
Nice.
billion D puzzles, so you can be there playing that game forever. And so that's 3DS stuff. That is only on the 3DS. Oh, and Dragon Quest 9 on the original DS. I've been playing that.
Oh, nice.
What else? Oh, Dragon Quest 7. I have that on 3DS. I've been playing through a little bit of that as well. Whenever I'm like on the toilet taking a shit, I make like little tiny levels in like RPG Maker on 3DS.
Yeah. Hey, look, you gotta consume a little bit of time, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you want a moment of peace, you gotta make an RPG in RPG Maker. And so, when it comes to my mobile phone device, I have an iPhone, and so I have a folder very neatly organized of all the games that I have. I have a ton, but like the ones that I have currently downloaded is Arkanoid versus Space Invaders. That game, that game is fucking perfect. $5 for the greatest game you'll ever play on a phone. And then I also have Hidden Folks, and Hidden Folks is essentially Where's Waldo, but like on your phone.
It's like Where's Waldo? So what is it? Just people that are hidden, and you just gotta find them.
Yeah, it's like a black and white game. It's like everybody, all of the little guys are like stick figures, and is this really giant map. And so you can zoom it in and zoom it out, and you can touch like a car, and the car will move, and it'll show that the item was hidden. Like they give you like a list of stuff that you have to search for.
Okay.
And so you have different levels. You have like a city level, and it's like an actual city that's like moving with cars and people crossing the street, and you have to find all of the stuff that is on the list. And then you move on, it's like a desert, and there's fucking nothing in the desert, but there's like 20 fucking things you have to find. Like, what? How do I do this? But yeah, that game is really fun. It's on the iPhone, and you can get it on Steam as well. I would love to see that on Steam, because on Steam, obviously, you have like the 1080p screen, and so it's like widescreen, like this giant city of little black and white stick figures you have to find.
I'm actually quite happy that mobile games particularly are getting better.
Yeah. And then I also have a bunch of Japanese games, because I made a Japanese account for my iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
And so I downloaded the Senran Kagura New Link game that is only in Japan.
Oh, that's right. You've been streaming that, haven't you?
Yeah, I stream that a lot, because I never use my orbs, like my little crystals for the gacha stuff. I never use those ever in my personal time. I keep building them up, and when I have like 200 of them, I'll stream it. And I'll, get excited whenever I get, like, a bikini-made Ikaruga, and I'll freak out and yell on stream. And that's a highlight. Or get angry, because I get, like, fucking a million Hibaris every time, and I get angry. But, I mean, that game is very thin, I'm not gonna lie. You barely ever do anything, but graphically, the game is really good. It's legitimately, like, the 3D Senran Kagura that you play on PS4. But it's on your phone, and the new cards come with like these sexy outfits, and is a very fun small Senran Kagura experience, and it's a good streaming game. For all the people that only care about Senran Kagura on my channel. So
have you done any in-game purchasing?
No, because in order to make a Japanese account on iOS, you need a Japanese credit card. And I don't have that. And so I went through a lot of hoops and obstacles to be able to, not register a credit card. I just said, I'm not going to register any payment at this time. And so I have the account, but I can only download free apps.
Ah, gotcha.
So it just stops me whenever I do anything paid. On top of that, I also have...
How are you streaming on the computer, though?
The iPhone?
Yeah. Is it just through like an emulation style thing?
No. Legitimate. I plug in. Okay, so I have an iPhone 7. Here we go. I'm about to get into like tutorial mode, showing you all the steps. So I have an iPhone 7, and so with the 7, you have the little lightning cable.
Yeah.
And so you take that lightning cable and you plug it into your USB connection on your computer. I have a Mac. I don't know if that matters, but what I do is I download the Elgato game capture software. Do you know that one?
Yeah, yep. So you're using Elgato to stream it, basically.
Yeah, because the software has integrated a mode that is like an iPhone recording mode. So as long as you have the lightning cable for the newer phones, it'll work like 1-to-1.
Okay.
There's no delay or anything. And that's like, there was an update that just lets you record your iPhone, which is amazing. And so that's all I do.
Something I'm
I literally
definitely
just
have to check out.
I just plug it into my computer and it just fucking works.
It just works.
Now, another thing that you can do is that you can download OBS. And with OBS, I think you can enter it in as like a source or as like a camera or something. I remember like inserting it in as like a webcam, but it was like the phone screen.
Okay.
And it works. So if you don't have Elgato, which is free, you can just download the software for free and you can just record your iPhone stuff. But you can also use OBS as well. And I use OBS for fucking everything. So I know that that'll work just fine. And that's how I record it. I also have Luminous. I have The World Ends With You. I have, I have 2 Japanese games that have a lot of waifus.
Okay.
I have one called Azure Lane. If you spend any amount of time on Twitter and you know of Azure Lane, you'll see the massive, infinite flow of fan art for all of the characters in Azure Lane. It's essentially boat girls, like Navy boats, but like they're anime girls.
Oh, so that it's like the Kantai collection.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Kantai collection, but it's different. It's a totally different property.
Okay.
I like that game because there's a large variety of different characters that you can get, and they're all voice acted, and the game itself is pretty fun. It's like bullet dodging kind of stuff. All of the characters shoot automatically, but they all have different abilities. Also, if you're a fan of Flat Justice, then I do recommend that you download this game because this game, oh my god, is fucking Lollytown. Holy shit. There's so many. Well, because, like, they rank it. Like, there's, like, light ships, heavy ships, and aircrafts. And the light ships are all, like, you know, like, little girls. And then, like, the heavy ships are, like, girls with actual boobage. And then the aircrafts are, like, fucking enormous. Like, they're ranking them by size.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least they're getting the ranking size right.
Yeah, exactly. And so I like seeing all the different varieties. And there's like crossovers. There was like a Hybrid Dimension Neptunia crossover a long time ago with this one. But yeah, it's fun. It's a really popular game, so you can count on it getting a lot of updates and stuff like that. And the girls are really good. And then
nice. I'll have to check that one out for sure.
Yeah, you can just look it up on YouTube and see how that looks. But then the other one that I have is for sword fighting. It's like almost like these samurai sword fighting girls. It's called Tenpa Hyaken Zun. It's all kanji symbols. It's impossible to read. But it's called Tenpa Hyaken. And that one is also very popular. And that one, again, is like you are like the manager of all of these girls. And they're all samurais and they fight against monsters and stuff. That one is very much like a video game. Like you have like a control stick and you have buttons where you slash and they all have abilities. And you can customize their abilities and level them up. And have like little intimate touching sessions and shit. And that one also has a lot of crossovers, like Shakugan no Shana, you know, has a crossover with that. And obviously when summer comes in, there's like bikinis, and it's great. It's a great game.
Well, I'll have to check out that one as well.
Yeah, and that one has like live 2D. You know, how the 2D pictures kind of move around a little bit.
Live 2D seem to be getting quite popular.
Yeah, well, all of the characters have live 2D in this game. And so they all move around, and when you touch their boobs, they jiggle. And so I always like it when they do that. They look more alive.
Yeah, exactly. Rather than just a flat image.
Yeah. And so that's mobile games. So I covered 3D, portable 3DS games. I covered iPhone games. Now, when it comes to consoles and PC, I just bought a super powerful PC, so I've been downloading a bunch of stuff on Steam. And so that includes virtual reality, because along with that PC, I also bought a mixed reality headset.
Okay.
It's kind of like the middle point between an Oculus and a Vive, but like just way cheaper, and it works exactly the same way. It's a Hewlett...
Between Oculus and a... Really?
Yeah. So it is not Oculus, it is not Vive, it's kind of something in between. And so if you download the appropriate software, you can just use both. You can like turn on Steam VR in the Oculus store and it'll all work the same.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so I think that's a lot better, because if you just buy either one or the other, you're stuck to that store. But here I can do both.
Of course. Wow. Okay, I didn't even know that. See, you're way more technologically tuned in than me.
Yeah, that's why I'll never stop being all hip and cool with the kids and their skateboards. Yeah, but it's really cool because it also doesn't require any, like, motion sensors. You know how the Vive has, like, those little cubes that you put all around your room so that it can track you?
Yeah, you basically got to set it up so it's absolutely perfect, yeah.
Yeah, well, this one doesn't have that. It already has cameras on the headset. And so that's how it tracks everything.
Oh, that makes it worlds better.
Yeah, and it's like fucking $200 cheaper, too. And the field of view is, like, way wider as well. Like, everything about this is better and is cheaper. That's what happens when there's actual competition in the industry, because people actually, you know, do things differently, and there's better products for all of us.
I was gonna say I'm surprised that they weren't squashed at some point, like one of them didn't buy them out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Facebook bought Oculus.
No, but I mean the one that you're using now compared to...
Oh, yeah. This, when it comes to mixed reality, is for Windows. It works on Windows specifically. And there are a bunch of different brands. There's, like, you know, Hewlett-Packard and Intel. And all of those guys have their own headsets. And so I got the Hewlett-Packard one.
How much
so there are these big companies that are actually going in making their own headsets as well. They're not making their own stores or games, but they're, like, making their headsets.
How much did you end up having to pay?
The headset, along with 2 controllers, was only $250, and that was on a sale because
really good.
Originally they costed $450, but I found it for half price, and so I bought it immediately.
Well, that is a buy. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out then.
Yeah, you could buy a Nintendo Wii with that kind of money. But
so besides games, is there any other games that you're looking forward to in the near distant future?
Dragon Quest 11. I'm fucking shitting myself. I want that game now. I love Dragon Quest, and so the new one looks like it's gonna kick ass.
I picked up a vibe that you might be excited about Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what gave that away. But oh man, this is gonna sound like a shameless plug. But if you go to my YouTube channel, there are a lot of news-related videos where I talk about a whole bunch of different games. Persona Q is getting a sequel on 3DS, and so I'm excited about that one.
The 3DS seems to still be going pretty strong. They haven't really tapped it out just yet. So, I mean, if you can get a few more games on there.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff going on. Actually, there was going to be a version of Dragon Quest 11 on 3DS, but it got canceled for America. It's in Japan. It's out in Japan, and it actually sold like twice as... No, actually, no. It sold better. Not twice as much, but it did sell better than the PS4 version in Japan.
Okay.
Which is really weird. I don't know why they didn't bring it over here to the West, because it's really crazy what they do. On the top screen is the 3D game with 3D models, but on the bottom screen is like those classic 16-bit RPGs. The entire game is like that, and it's fucking awesome.
Jesus.
And I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't bring it. I'm angry about that. But we can get it on PS4, so that's good.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, most of the reasons why we don't get any stuff over here in general is it's usually due to money,
sales.
You know, it's all a money thing. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Uppers, the Kenichiro Takaki beat 'em up game, is coming over to the West, and I'm planning on getting that as well.
Yeah, that one was one. I remember when they first announced it initially when it was on the Vita, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was originally on the Vita, and it got canceled for like 2 months because they didn't get enough pre-orders in Japan, and then it came out in July, and like 2 years later it's coming over here.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that it got a little bit of a resurgence.
Yeah. And no, speaking of Takaki, obviously everything that is Senran Kagura related, I fucking wanted. Shinobi Replay, that Switch game is coming out in English in like 2 weeks, so I'm looking forward to streaming that. Burst Renewal, the remake of the very first Senran Kagura, is coming by towards the end of the year, so I'm obviously gonna get that.
That's another one, Peach Ball. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. The pinball game. I love pinball, like just in general. And so, a Senran Kagura themed pinball game, delicious, perfect combo.
I'm happy that it's something I've said before. Like, I was really worried that they weren't going to change things up, but I'm glad that they're constantly looking for something new to loot up.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of nice to see that, you know, they're taking different genres of games, not just the characters in their own IP, and they're making something completely different.
Yeah, they've done shooters, they've done rhythm games, now they're doing pinball. Yeah, it makes me want to see them do almost like a Dead or Alive volleyball game. I would like to see that.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was on the cards at some point. I mean, to be honest, I didn't expect pinball, but when you see like the aesthetic of the pinball, you're like, I should have thought of that. But, you know, in terms of creativity and thinking outside the box, you know, I mean, they've got a lot more room to sit down and, because don't get me wrong, I love Senran Kagura, but if you did another 20 games with the same style of gameplay where it's third person combat, after a while I probably would start to get a little bit tired of it. So I'm glad that, because when Peach Beach came along, I felt like even though it was third person, it was something different, and it kind of refreshes myself to go, okay, like it's a side game, it's a break game. I can, you know, there's still some lore to be had, but it's more in the vein of like, you know, this is definitely on the fan service side. Not that they aren't all, but
yeah, exactly. They really they space out all of the mainline action games a lot so that it doesn't feel stale.
Yeah, I've really got to play some more. I haven't played Peach Beach in ages, so I've really got to sit down and play some more.
Yeah, me neither. The last time that I played it was when they announced Neptune as a DLC character, and so I played her for a little bit, and that's it.
Yeah, and it's on PC now, isn't it?
Yeah, it just came out on PC recently. Yeah, but
I'll
like the
have to check that out too.
the last game that I want to say that I'm looking forward to is like the fucking big one for Senran Kagura 7, like the fucking story heavy like grand finale to like this whole arc. The big giant baby Yoma in the sky is finally gonna come in and pick a fight with all the girls, and so I'm fucking excited to see what that game is. Like the only thing that we know is that teaser, and Takaki showed off like a completely brand new revamped 3D models for the characters for Asuka. And so like that already.
Do you think though that this will be it? Like once they do 7?
Oh no,
tap it off?
I do not think for a second that they're going to end the series there. I think this is like the end of like Generation 1. And then they're gonna like move on to like maybe brand new characters. It's kind of implied that, you know, all of the 30-year characters are gonna sort of like graduate out and kind of do their own thing, and they're bringing in newer characters.
So okay, in terms of, so those would be all the games that you're looking forward to.
Yeah, and there is a whole bunch, but we'd be here all day. But overall, those are the ones that are on my mind: Dragon Quest 11.
You were saying our third particular area is anime. I'm gonna disappoint you. What? I haven't watched anything.
I really haven't watched a whole bunch either. When I said anime, I was kind of referring mostly to just fan service and anime titties in any shape, way, or form.
Okay. Well, I mean, I follow a lot of artists and stuff. I follow a lot on Twitter. I try to share as many artists as I can, especially small artists.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I find that Twitter seems to be the best space for people to get work.
Yeah.
And to get noticed. And at this stage, I'm more gravitating towards artists. I haven't watched anything anime-wise. Just because I haven't had the time, and I've... Again, it's another one of those slots that has been filled with something else. But
yeah, I can understand. For me, I have a Crunchyroll account, so I have this really long queue. I know it's not a good look to say that I have a premium subscription on Crunchyroll right now, considering they got some drama on their own right now. But I still like it. I still have a whole bunch of shows ready there to watch. I mostly just watch all of the weekly stuff, like One Piece. I really like watching One Piece, and I'm all caught up with it. So whenever a brand new episode comes out weekly, I sit on my couch. I have the Chromecast, so I have that plugged into my TV, and I just watch anime on my TV, and it's fucking glorious.
Oh, nice. Nice.
But then what other ones? sometimes there are some shows that are like older that I catch up with, and again, I don't binge on them. I just watch maybe like 1 or 2 episodes at a time. Nichijou, I've been watching a little bit of that. That very famous comedy anime that's like really random but very well animated. Trigun came out on Crunchyroll, is one of my favorite animes, so I've been rewatching Trigun. I've been reading the JoJo manga because I already saw the whole anime, and so there are 8 parts to JoJo, and the anime only has 4, and so I've been reading the rest of it.
Just kind of getting down the extra bit of lore that's not been created into a television series yet.
Yeah, exactly. The 5th part, they're making another sequel animation pretty soon. I'm excited about that. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about fucking titties. Let me tell you all the fucking hentai games that I've been playing, Shades. It's important. I need you to listen to me. Are you listening?
Oh, please. Yeah, no, but I've got a pen and paper. Go for it.
Well, look. I did not buy my VR headset just to play regular-ass fucking Steam games like a normal fucking peasant. All right?
If you're here to tell me that you're playing hand-holding shit, I'm going to hang up.
Well, I've been doing more than just hand-holding, my friend.
Oh, well, that's all right then, because hand-holding is disgusting.
Yeah, I know. Fucking horrible pedophiles fucking holding people's hands like that.
So what have you been playing on the old VR?
I'm sure those kind of people don't even go to fucking church and pray to God every Sunday. But I've been using my VR headset, and I have been exploring some stuff. There are, like, if you go to YouTube, and this is not even, like, on my VR headset on my PC. If you put on the PlayStation VR headset, and you turn on the YouTube app, it'll give you a VR version of YouTube. And if you go on, like, MMD, like Miku Miku Dance 360-degree videos, there are so many videos of, like, sexy anime girls, 3D rendered, dancing on a 360-degree angle. And you can turn everywhere, and there they are. Hatsune Miku dancing over there. Oh, Rin dancing over there. It's great.
So you're definitely getting your money's worth out the VR.
Yeah, and YouTube is free. So I definitely am. But in terms of actual games that I've actually downloaded and started playing, VR Kanojo is one that I got.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah, so when you download the game on Steam, it's like the demo of it, basically. Like, there's barely any content on it. It's all of the clean stuff. There's no nudity on it at all. But if you go to the Illusion website, and as we all know, Illusion is essentially the hentai equivalent of Nintendo. They're so good. You can go to the VR Kanojo website, and they will give you the 18+ patch with all the nudity and all the sex scenes for free. So you just download it, and then you patch the game, launch it again, and there you go. And you can do it in VR. It's I don't know, man. I like this is my first time describing it, confessing this to somebody, but it's pretty enjoyable. It's fun. Like, it's legitimately really fun to see how they translate all of the hentai stuff to VR. Usually, you use a mouse and keyboard for that shit. Well, actually, no, it's just the mouse. Your hand is for something else. But you got
flicking through the Bible.
Yeah, exactly. Flicking through the Bible and chanting it out loud as you watch a girl get fucked. But
yeah, exactly.
But you have the two the VR remotes, and so they're both like your hands, and so you're there touching and holding, and you can move the girl's head to have it be different positions, and everything is uncensored, and yeah, like it's fucking weird. I've never experienced anything like this before, but it's kind of nice.
We're living in a golden age.
Yeah, like I legitimately, I can see myself enjoying it if it wasn't just one girl. If you could customize and create your own character and have her in different situations, maybe having an entire classroom of girls that you customize on your own and having them walk around and romancing them and then getting into sexual situations and then playing that in virtual reality with really nice anime, graphics.
Wait, they don't have a custom characterization thing in there?
Well, for VR Kanojo, no. But this is my segue to talking about Koikatsu, which is another Illusion game.
Yeah, that's one that it's so funny. I've had fans that have been sending me characters that they've made, and I've got the game. I just haven't played it, and the only reason I haven't,
Yeah, me
is
too.
because they
I
kept
have it.
releasing
And
DLC for it.
Oh my god, I've been playing the shit out of that game. I'm not gonna lie, and in VR every time.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of DLC for it, and I kind of just wanted to wait until all the DLC was out before I was like, okay, now I can give it a really fair assessment.
Yeah, I think that would be a perfect game for you to make a video about. I really look forward to you talking about it. But yeah, I like it. I like the proposal of that game. It's essentially like your fantasy, hentai anime come to life. Because I've seen so many people on the internet like posting pictures of the characters that they've made that look exactly the fucking same as the girls in other animes.
They're doing really good things with that. The character creation thing that Illusion was doing for a while became quite realistic in a sense, and they kind of were stepping away from what was essentially
exactly.
Anime style. But I think this one is really now pushing it back to what I think a lot of more people want.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed stuff like Honey Select and all of that.
Oh yeah, I still enjoy that. Yeah.
But it was never really my style. I mean, I enjoyed it, but the super realistic kind of stuff, I don't know. I feel like I enjoy that kind of bright, bubbly, cute anime style a lot more, which is why I have always enjoyed stuff like Sexy Beach 3, stuff like I'm the Hero, and this one, Koekatsu. Oh, a Harem Mate. Harem Mate is another one of my favorites because that one also has a lot of character creation stuff in it. I don't know if you played it.
The character creator in it is really good. I haven't covered an Illusion game in, I think it might have been a year that I haven't covered one. The last time I covered something was Honey Select.
Premium Resort, I think, right?
Oh yeah. Because I thought the last one might have been Honey Select. Was it Party or whatever it was?
Yeah, it was Honey Select something, and then you did Sexy Beach Premium Resort, I remember.
Yeah, I mean, look, in the end of the day, like, it's hard because I want to cover like all the Illusion games. Some of them do start to become a bit the same and
blurred. For sure. Not gonna deny that.
So that's kind of why I skipped over a lot of people go, why haven't you reviewed this one or this one or this one? And I kind of just sort of pull back and go, okay, well, I'm probably just gonna try to skip that out and maybe if I want to cover it, I'll do it like in a bulk video cover next.
Yeah, I can understand that. I think, but yeah, man, Koekatsu has been really great, especially because in the game you can just connect to the internet and just download a bunch of characters. You can just check like the popularity poll and filter them out by personality and size and all that. And it's been
there's
really,
like
really great.
There's an entire library
exactly
that you can go into, and I think it kind of in a weird way because there isn't it's funny because, we playing ecchi games, you usually play them by yourself. You don't just invite friends around like you do with Mario Party.
Hey, come on, Mom, Dad, look!
Yeah, exactly. But this particular instance, it kind of sort of bridges that gap into sharing things that you equally like between each other and being creative.
Yeah, I like it. And, just live in that fantasy, right? Because there's always that very typical hentai anime, right? Of like, oh, you're the only guy in this all-girls school, and there's all these different girls that you can do it with. But, like, imagine having your own school, and you're the protagonist, and every single character you could possibly dream of is there in your class, and you can interact with them, right? I just love it. They just kind of open the floodgates.
And that's what makes the possibilities endless, really.
Yeah. The only thing, if I want DLC for anything, it would probably be more personalities, because there are a lot of them in the game. There's like 30. But when it comes to socializing with them, they all have the same requirements. So if you know the answer to a question, then you know the answer for everybody.
Yeah, so they try to make it pretty diverse initially. And I guess, like, these last few were kind of them just sort of dipping their feet in the water and trying to find out exactly what... Because it's funny, the modding community seems to really be on point with what they want. And, they seem to be adding in things. And then when the next game comes out, some of those things are implemented. I think they should be taking as much as they probably don't want to look at the modding community as, they they don't seem to really fully acknowledge the modding community that much. But I think those particular mods and stuff, like if they implemented them into their next few games, I think it really could be like a turning point into, okay, like now we're really covering everybody's, everything.
Fantasy,
that
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty good catalyst for something amazing. If they handle it well and they expand upon it instead of just moving on to another game, I think this will be something big.
Oh, of course, definitely.
Especially now because, I don't know if you know this, Shades, but on Steam, they took the character creator for Koikatsu and they just put it out for free. You can download the character creator for Koikatsu for free, and you can put on a VR headset, and like you can be that character. You can move it around like you are your own virtual YouTuber.
On Steam.
It's called Vikatsu. It's in Japanese. The whole game is in Japanese. It's not translated, but it's free and is getting free updates. And eventually, they kind of want to blow it out to be like its own little like character creator studio, where you can make your own videos with it and stuff.
Oh, I'll have to have a look at that, because I've been looking into doing virtual YouTube stuff.
Yeah, I want to do one just for fun, but the software is in beta right now, and it's super broken. Like I tried playing around with it, with the headset and everything, and like everything is just kind of like strangely off to the side, and is really difficult to exit out of stuff. It's kind of broken. I'm not gonna lie, but the character creator is pretty intact, and you can make both guy characters and girl characters. And again, this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying, like, porn drives the industry, Like, if they do this right, they're going to change things for everyone. They just got to be smart with it.
To be honest, I kind of agree with you on that. Because now we're starting to get at it. The only thing that I think we need to bridge that gap is Steam needs to be very clear. I'm not going to go too much into it, but Steam needs to be 100% transparent when it comes to sexy video games, so then that way, we can bridge that gap and people can see that there are actually really good games out there.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like a holiday, right? Like every one time every year, there's always like that threat of like ecchi games always getting taken down, and there's always all this drama and shit. But yeah, and recently there was one thing where they were like threatening to take stuff down, and then Steam eventually, thank God, Steam eventually said, look, if it's not illegal, it should be on Steam, right? Like, we're just a platform. We're not the ones that should tell you what should or shouldn't be in it, as long as you're not breaking any laws. But again, like, what is that? Like, what's the list, for that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You can put basically anything, and I think that's a good baseline for stuff like this.
I think it's a good start.
Yeah, it's a good start.
I'm thinking once we start seeing other games go on the platform in their full uncensored state, then we'll get a real good idea what kind of direction that we're actually heading into. I know the direction I want to head into, but I'd rather be 100% cautious and see, if this is definitely the direction that they want us to go into.
Yeah. I mean, on the bright side, I do like how some companies compromise, where they have like a censored version of the game out there, but like if you personally want to have the adult stuff, you can just download the patch. Sometimes it's free, sometimes it costs money, but it's like $5, like whatever, you can find a way to get that, right? And it's still on Steam. So you can kind of sneak your way and kind of jump through some hoops and obstacles to kind of get what you want, but the ideal world is to not have to do that, right?
The ideal world would be, because even Steam was blocking those, censoring, like, you weren't allowed to post where you could get uncensored content.
Yeah, you would have to Google it.
It was kind of like, well, where's the line now? Like, there's no line where you're cutting off part of our sales, and it affects sales all around, even for Steam. So that's why I'm hoping that they really do see that, there is a market, and they start
because there are sites like, you have like Faku and Manga Gamer and Utaku. Like, there are places that provide this, right? But none of them are anywhere near as popular as Steam.
No, exactly. Very much so.
I got a lot out of my chest.
Well, we've been talking for an hour and a half.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly the amount of time that I wanted. Any other anime thing that I've been doing real quick? Anything else? I've done the VR stuff. Any regular? No. I think that's pretty much it. Just Koikatsu. Like, I've been obsessed with Koikatsu. I've just been making characters and downloading characters and stuff, and that's been fun. And I haven't played regular VR games. I've been playing, like, fucking Beat Saber and, Google Earth and all that shit. But, things have been good. Overall, I'm getting ready for, to go back to school. I'm about to graduate. The future, the scary adult life awaits me. And I'm putting all of my chess pieces in the places where I want so that I can live my life in the way that I want to. That's what my dad says. Whenever I talk to him about, like, all the games that I play and all of the videos that I make and all of the goals that I have, he says, fine, I fully support you. But you live your life in whatever fucking way you want to live it. Because if you don't do it in the way that you want, you're not going to be happy and you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. So, like, do what you want and I'll support you, but plan it out, be smart, and the earlier you can do it, the better. Like, he says that, do what you want, but with an asterisk. Like, do YouTube, you can do it, it's cool, but be smart with it.
Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, yeah, it's about, it doesn't just fall in your lap. You have to
work for it.
You have to work for it. Definitely.
At least that's what my dad always says. He says, like, if you fucking work hard enough, you'll if you care enough as well, you'll get there and you'll get the connections and you'll get the friends that you need to be able to get there. It's possible, but it ain't easy.
It ain't easy. That's for certain.
Yeah. But there we go. I like this. I enjoyed these 90 minutes with you.
No, I enjoyed it too, dude. And again, I'm sorry we haven't caught up sooner. I've been wanting to do more collab stuff. It's just I've got a list of things I've been doing, and as you say, like, I'm not going to talk about it now, but I'm in game development now as well. So there is a big there's so much of my time has been consumed.
Yeah.
Like,
I see all of your
yes.
updates on Twitter of everything that you've been making. It all looks very, very exciting.
Well, when the 3D game comes out, then you'll see I'm hitting a new level.
We're jumping to 3D now. You're going Super Saiyan on me now.
I've been working on something for about 6 months in 3D, but that's as much as I can say.
All right, perfect. I look forward to it.
You might see something in October.
Cool.
About it, but at that point, I'm just gonna sort of wait it out, and then we're gonna see where this takes us.
Fantastic, and I'll be looking upon you, right behind you, like a ghost haunting you at night, just watching over you. We may not talk, but I'm always there looking at you while you're sleeping and pooping and everything.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
And with that, I think we're done. I think we're out of here. So, if anybody out there is listening and listened all the way to the end, thank you very much for listening. If you don't know who we are, I am the Hat Person, THP. You can follow me at Good Game Have Fun on pretty much anything, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch, on everything. It's just Good Game Have Fun or just the Hat Person. And of course, you can follow my boy Shades at Shady Corner. He has his Patreon. And you can go ahead and support both of us in whatever way you wish.
And thank you for listening, and thank you for chilling out with us, and thank you for listening to our lewd banter.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't have it any other way. Bye.